wife of Cao Cao and mother to Cao Pi, Cao Zhang, Cao Zhi and Cao Xiong. Lady Bian's family helped lay the foundation for the state of Cao Wei as she rose to become Empress Dowager Bian and later Grand Empress Dowager Bian. As she was never formally named Empress during Cao Cao's lifetime, the first actual Empress of Wei was Cao Pi's wife, Lady Guo Nu Wang. Lady Bian's personal name is not known, but she was posthumously titled Empress Wu Xuan, Martial and Knowing Empress. She was born 29th of January 161 according to the Wei Louis and was from Qi Commandery, but her family was registered in Langya Commandery. This indicates her family was living in Qi at the time of her birth, but may have had ancestral ties, legal registration or other connections to Langya. This was a common practice in the Han Dynasty, where registration did not always reflect the current place of residence. Because her family was poor, Lady Bian was a courtesan when she was young, performing singing and dancing for upper-class clients. The Sanguozhi notes her early life in a white pavilion, possibly a brothel or an entertainment venue. In 181, at Cao Cao's ancestral home Qiao Commandery, Cao took the 20-year-old Lady Bian as his concubine. She then accompanied him back to Luoyang. The Cao Wei state had a long-standing and controversial marriage policy that appears to have started with Cao Cao, although he is not the first ruler to use such a policy. By choosing chief wives from non-gentry or lower-class backgrounds, he ensured that his in-laws would not gain excessive power. The order of Cao Cao's marriages and relationships is complex, due to varying accounts, but Lady Liu is often considered one of the earliest and most favoured, being the mother of his eldest son Cao Ang. She passed away relatively early, so little is known about her background. Then Lady Ding, who raised Cao Ang as her own after Lady Liu's death, became his first formal wife. 2 years after Lady Bian gave birth to Cao Pi in 187, Dong Zhuo made chaos in the capital. With Cao Cao escaping into the countryside, Yuan Shu spread rumours of bad misfortune about him. To this, the close advisors to the left and right of Cao wanted to leave, but Lady Bian refused to believe in slander and convinced her husband's followers to stay. When Cao himself returned, he was very impressed with her conduct. After Cao Zhang, Cao Zhi and possibly Cao Xiong were born, Cao Ang had reached adulthood, around 19 years old. He followed his father to campaign against Shang Xiu in Wan, but they were caught in an ambush. After stray arrows hit Cao Cao's left arm and struck his horse down, Cao Ang offered his own steed to his father, allowing for his escape. Cao Ang himself could not ride on horseback, perhaps due to an injury or lack of horses. In any case, Cao Ang's sacrifice saved his father, but he perished alongside Dian Wei and his cousin Cao Anmin. Lady Ding left Cao Cao after this, never coming back, even after he asked her for forgiveness many times. Cao then made Lady Bian his principal wife. Lady Bian continued to treat Lady Ding with kindness throughout the years, and in 219, Emperor Xian of Han made her the Queen of Wei, 3 years after Cao Cao had been made king. She was always known for her piety, wisdom and humility, particularly praised for refusing to celebrate lavishly as her attendants had suggested when Cao Pi was made heir. Her son inherited his father's kingly status 3 years later in 220, and quickly forced Emperor Xian to abdicate in his favour, ending the Han Dynasty and establishing the state of Cao Wei. Queen Dowager Bian became Empress Dowager, but she wasn't all that too involved with her son's administration, nor in his campaigns. She appears to have taken a step back, and in particular, refused to grant her family excessive wealth or fancy titles, setting an example for the rest of Cao Wei's history. In one incident, Cao Pi wanted to execute his uncle Cao Hong due to past grudges between them. Empress Bian rebuked Cao Pi sufficiently, reminding her son of Cao Hong's great contributions, including saving Cao Cao's life. In turn, Cao Hong's life was spared, but Cao Pi still stripped him of all titles and ranks. Following Cao Pi's death in 226, his son became the new emperor. Cao Rui honoured his grandmother immediately as Grand Empress Dowager. Back when he was the prince of Pingyuan, his wife was from a gentry clan, Lady Yu. When he became emperor, he took Lady Mao as his empress instead. She was the daughter of a carpenter, whose behaviour in court life would be mocked greatly. Lady Yu was distressed, to say the least, and when Empress Dowager Bian came to comfort her, her response inadvertently insulted Dowager Bian. Forgetting that Bian was once a courtesan, she remarked, "The Taos do have a tradition for favouring dishonourable women." Bian was deeply offended, but didn't punish her any further than having her sent back to the princely manor house in Yi. The later part of Lady Yu's life remains undocumented. Rafter Crespigny describes her comments as bitter and tactless, stating, "An empress was meant to manage the inner palace, work complementing the emperors. If they were badly selected, it would end badly for the state." Her dangerous criticisms of Cao Cao's policy could be seen as an attack on the recruitment of any officials from lower stats or those beyond socially accepted norms. Despite her humble beginnings, Empress Dowager Bian displayed wisdom, frugality, and diplomatic mediation, significantly stabilizing the Cao family and the foundation of the early Wei state. She passed away on the 9th of July in 230 and was buried with honours worthy of an empress, alongside Cao Cao in his Gaoling mausoleum.